What I'm going to talk about now is word marks. I want you guys to all say this with me. Say word marks.
Word marks.
Okay. One more time. Word marks.
Word marks.
Okay. So, does anybody want to take a guess at what word marks are?
大家来猜一下什么是 word marks？
Remember, it's okay to guess. It's all right. Because we're all here to learn, and if you guys don't know it, you guys just don't know it. We're going to know this by the end of this class. So you guys are going to know all this terminology. And I'm going to expect you guys to really be taking notes on this and know when I say a word mark or if I say a symbol, know the difference between the two. Okay? Are you guys all with me? Okay. So, has anybody ever seen this before? So, why is this a word mark?
为什么这个是 word mark？
Let's see, okay. Tell me, why is this a word mark?
It has word.
It has words, as simple as that. So, this is used as a logo for this company. Okay? They use a word mark for their logo. Listen to what I'm telling you guys now. They're using a word mark for their logo. Okay? So we're going to come back to this, so it's very important that what I just said you guys understand. Okay? So, moving on. Another word mark. Why is this a word mark? Somebody tell me. Why is this a word mark? Yep. It uses the font only. It only uses type. Okay? It only uses fonts. Instead of saying fonts, let's say type. Okay? Type is a better word. Don't say font. Say it uses only type. Okay? So going back here, this uses only type. Same thing here. So, word mark. This right here is a word mark. Alright? This is a word mark for Ethnic Health Institute. And if you look at this carefully, you start to understand that this is a logo for their company. But can anybody tell me what they think that this company, this organization does? What's that? You said IT? Why do you think IT?
It was like E plus I-E-R-L-I.
Okay. Now, does everybody here agree with that? Now, you don't agree with, what do you think?
It looks like a Christian. You have to cross there.
So she said it looks like the cross. Does anybody else see anything else in here? Now remember, this is called Ethnic Health Institute. So, everything that you guys said was actually right, but the true meaning of this is, because it can be used in those different ways. There's different ways, like we've seen before, there's different ways of communicating something. Remember when we were talking earlier about that lightning bolt? You guys remember that? You guys with me? Remember one when I showed you that symbol, and it had the lightning, we were saying it can be speed, or it can be power, or it can be light. Remember that when we talked about that? This can mean things too. So it could mean the cross. But in this example, because it's Ethnic Health Institute, this is basically
这个字
ethnic, the E,
这个
the H,
H，
and then the I.
这个是 EHI，
You guys see it now?
你们看到了吗？
So this is really the health symbol.
这个是非常 health 的 symbol，
But it's using both the health symbol and the H to make, and it's basically using this and that symbol, using the H to make this other reference to health.
这个也是跟
You guys understand that?
健康有关系的一个
Do you guys understand why that works?
明白到现在他们为什么它 works？
Who does not raise your hand if you do not understand why it works? Okay. All right. So let's move on. So this once again is using what?
这个是用来做什么？
Say it again. Say it louder. Say it louder. Type. This is what is the term for this?
这个它这个term是什么？
Say it louder. I want everybody to say it.
wordmarks
Word marks.
wordmarks
Okay. All right. Has anybody seen this before?
这个大家看到过吗？之前字体标记，
Why is this a word mark?
为什么这个是 wordmark 呢？
Say it again.
You use the type.
It uses type. It only uses type. It uses a little bit of a reference to a shape here, but the main emphasis is on type. So it's a word mark. Same with this. This uses shapes, but the primary focus of this is type. Word mark. Okay, you guys starting to understand this a little bit? Okay, word marks, all right? Same thing. This is actually a logo for a printer, a printing press. So do you guys understand why? Because the paper, when it goes through the printer, it goes through. Do you guys all understand that? You guys see that? So these are, I want you to recognize these because these are some type of things that I expect out of you guys by the end of this class. You guys should be doing this. Okay? And it's about thinking about an idea. How do I communicate something in a simple way? This is simple. Okay? Just using the word and just using these to represent the paper that goes to the printer. Simple. Does anybody know what this is? You guys may or may not know what this is. I'll explain. Brawn is basically a shaver. Okay, you shave your beard and stuff with it. So, the reason why this is unique is because the shaver actually looks just like this. It has that shape. When you shave, it looks like that on the end. So it makes sense. That's the reason why they elongated the shape, and they're actually making the A look like the actual product. Okay? Word mark. This is a word mark. Why? Tell me. Why is this a word mark? Because of what? Everybody on three. Why is it a word mark? Because of what? Why is this a word mark? Because okay. I want you guys to all say it at once. Why is the word mark? Because what? Okay. All right. I just want to make sure you guys are on the same page with me. All right. I know you guys have seen this before. I know you guys have seen this before. All right. Coca-Cola. All right. What is Coca-Cola? What is it considered? What is it called? What is it? Say what is it again?
wordmarks
I didn't hear you guys.
wordmarks
Okay. All right. So now we're going to go and I'm going to tell you what a mark is. So word marks. Marks. Okay. This is a word mark. And this is a word mark because it uses only what? Type. Okay. Now Now this is a mark, and this chooses only what?
这个呢是什么呢？
Does anybody know what this is?
这
This
个是什么呢？
is a crown. Does anybody know what this is? What mark this represents?
这个
What company?
这个公司厂房这个是什么呢？
It's okay if you know, because we're gonna go over it later. I'm gonna show you. So, no. You'll see. I know you guys know what this is.
这个是什么？
This is a mark.
这个是一个 mark， 一个
Okay? And mark. We term this as a mark because it is a symbol.
就是因为这是一个分子。
Okay? Now this is where you guys have to be with me on this, okay? Because what we looked at before was we looked at word marks.
我们看
So companies use word marks for their logos. So Coca-Cola, this is their logo. It's a word mark. Okay? Nike uses a mark for their logo. Okay? They don't always use just this. Sometimes they use it with the name. And when they use it with the name, then it's considered a logo. But I'll get into that because that gets a little bit more complicated as we go forward. So I want you to know this is called their mark. This is the mark right here. Okay? This is a mark. Anybody know what this is? You guys know what this is, right? What is it? Okay. This is their mark. Okay? So, what is this? Okay. What is that? Okay. Now, this is a mark because it does not use what? Type. And this is the word mark because it uses. Okay. So let's go back here. So this is a mark. This is. Does anybody know what this is? He said. CBS. CBS. Okay? This is their mark. Okay? This is another mark. Okay? And this is a mark because what? It does not use what? Okay? Alright? What is this? It's Pepsi, right? And you know it's Pepsi because you've seen this symbol, you've seen this mark before. Okay? This is their mark. Alright?
Yeah.
Does anybody know what this is? Microsoft has it's kind of like the iPod. You guys know what an iPod is, right? So Zoom is sort of like that. This is their iPod. This is from Microsoft, and this is their mark for that product. Okay, so now this is where I'm really going to